Hey guys, Andrethefarmer here, and it's time for my June garden tour. So I do a full food forest tour every quarter. So every 3 months we do a full food forest tour, and this is June's tour. This is a great time of year. I love doing the summer tour because that's when we have a lot of fruit on the trees and a lot of things are bearing. We have over 20 varieties of mangoes. Not all of them have fruit on them, but you will get to see some different varieties of mangoes. We've got lychees, we've got bananas, pineapples. We've got a whole lot of things for you guys to see, so stay tuned. We're going to start with this tree that I'm at right now. This is my coconut cream mango. This tree had a little bit of a rough year last year. It produced some fruit, but then it got a bit of an infection and I had to prune it hard. But the coconut cream mangoes are a delicious mango, but this year it did not bear any fruit. There is, however, a little turmeric plant that's growing up underneath it. I don't know where that came from. This here is my Glen mango. Last year this tree produced a decent amount of fruit. This year it dropped a lot of the fruit. We had a bit of a drought, so it had a lot of fruit on it, but it dropped most of them. It's held on to one mango so far, and I'll show you we have some more Glen mangoes down there from a graft. And next we have our day avocado. Sorry, this is our Hall avocado. This is our Hall avocado. What's cool about this tree is we have a really cool little graft here. Come on in a little closer, you can see that right there. We did a graft here. This was a branch from a friend of mine's tree. She was moving out of her house, so we grafted this on here. This is a tree that we cut. We pugged it right about here at one point to make it branch out more, and it's a much better shaped tree than it was when I first got it. Here we have a Valencia Pride. This tree is another tree that we cut really aggressively last year. This tree used to be about 25 feet tall. We cut it way down just to keep it under control, and because of that, it decided it's not going to put out any fruit this year. Over here, we have one of my favorite mangoes. These are sugarloaf mangoes. These are absolutely delicious mangoes. They're premium mangoes. The squirrels love these ones, so I've got to pick them a little bit earlier than normal. But once the first one goes to a squirrel, that's when I'm going to have to pick all of those. And here we have my day avocado tree. And this tree is loaded with avocados. You can see them. There's probably over 200 avocados on this tree. They're pretty much on every single branch. These are spectacular avocados. To me, they're much better than a Haas. You know, you buy an avocado and it's hard for like 3 days, and then one day it's ripe and the next day it's rotten. These will stay ripe on your counter for like weeks, and you open it up and it's perfect every time. Spectacular avocados. We've got a little pink variegated lemon here. It's actually pink inside when you cut it. This is not a mature one yet, but it is pink. We've got some bamboo growing here. I'm trying to build a bit of a bamboo wall here. A lot of times people worry about bamboo being invasive, but that's only if it's spreading bamboo. Clumping bamboo pretty much stays where you put it. Over here we've got, this is my Kent mango. This was the first mango tree that I ever planted. And Kent is a really good mango, especially if you're starting out a garden and you live in a warm climate. Kent's a great all-around mango. It's a pretty consistent producer, and it's a very good tasting mango. It's not tricky, it's not prone to diseases. But over here, you can see what the Kent mango looks like. Take a look at these mangoes here. These are Maha Chinooks, and that's because I did a graft on this tree a few years back, and now it produces 2 types of mangoes. So over here, these are Malacca mangoes. This is another tree that has a bunch of grafts on it. I'm going to show you something really cool right here. See this branch? This branch, remember the tree that had one mango on it? That was a Glen mango. This branch came from that tree. And look how many mangoes it has on it. So this one branch has more mangoes on it than the whole tree has over there. There's also some Namdok Mai mango right through there. Those ones that are kind of lighter colored, those are Namdok Mai mangoes. So down here, this is sweet almond, which is a pollinator bush. We have this pretty much here just to help draw pollinators in. It's a pretty cool plant. Over here we have a Mysore raspberry. This is pretty new. We just planted this Mysore raspberry last week. So raspberries typically don't do well here, but that's a tropical raspberry, which is supposed to do a little bit better. We've got a ginger bed over here. So we grow our own ginger, and that's basically just, you know, you can use regular supermarket ginger, you plant it in the ground and it will grow. At the end of the season, these plants will die back, and then we can go ahead and harvest that ginger. We've got a loquat back there and a little jackfruit tree over there. There's a coconut palm right over there. In this bed here, we've got peanut. The hardest part about growing peanut here was sort of getting it past the squirrels, but once we got it past the squirrels, the peanut's growing pretty well, so hopefully we have a lot of peanut in the ground as well. And in front, we've got a variety of different peppers. We also have some pigeon pea that just popped up here. I don't even know where it came from, but hey, I'm gonna leave it in there. Pigeon pea is a really good nitrogen fixer, so it's not a bad thing to have in your garden anyways. And here we've got some tomatoes and some peas. We also have some jalapeno peppers growing right here. Our next bed here, we have sweet potatoes, which I typically grow as a ground cover, but I do put some in the bed so I can harvest those. This is a miracle berry, which we just harvested a bunch of fruit from it, but it's got a lot of flowers on it again, so it's about to fruit again. Now, if you don't know what a miracle berry is, it's a fruit where once you eat one, everything you eat after for about an hour tastes super sweet. So if you've never heard of it, Google it. It's really cool. It's a great novelty thing to have in your garden if you live in a warm climate. This is lemongrass here, which grows relatively easy here from cuttings. This tree right here is a Tommy Atkins mango. This was the second mango tree that I ever planted here, and it was sold to me as a Kent mango, but it was mislabeled. It's really a Tommy Atkins, which is not an ideal variety, but it's still not a bad variety. We have, that's an air layered lychee right there, that we air layered off of this bigger lychee tree right here. We already harvested the lychees this year. This is sort of an experimental bed here. We've got some artichoke that I just planted here. We've got some horseradish that we're experimenting with. You see this is amaranth that's popping up. We've got some okra. We've got potatoes. We've got asparagus here too, which we did get a little bit of asparagus this year. My understanding is you have to leave it in the ground for a few years before you can harvest it, so we're gonna leave it alone. But that's pretty cool. Asparagus I thought was a cool thing to try to grow. We've got allspice here, and we've got a little longan here, which actually has a couple little fruit on it. And then we've got a sempodak here. And these guys seem to grow really well close to these bananas. They get a lot of nutrients, a lot of water around these bananas. These are Namwa bananas, and they're obviously not dwarf bananas, but every year we get racks from these. So each one of these 3 stalks should put out a rack this summer. Once it puts out a rack, you chop it down, and the new younger one takes its place. We also have these logs here that we inoculated with mushroom. So we're gonna wait and see if we get some mushrooms in the fall here. In these containers, we've got some, what do they call them? Carolina Reaper peppers. We've got some watermelon. We've got some jigsaw pepper. I think those are Thai chili peppers over there. That's a dwarf Cavendish banana right beside us here. A little bit of fig. And here we have a red jabuticaba. And this is my Kerry mango. We got a few fruit on it. Didn't have a huge fruit set this year, but it's usually a pretty consistent producer. This is said to be the granddaughter of a Julie mango, which means it's a seedling of a Julie mango, which is a very famous Caribbean mango. Over here we've got a couple of breadfruit trees. We've got this one here and that one over there. We've got a little avocado seedling and a star apple over there in that pot. We're gonna come around this way. Oh, first over here, we've got a little bit of tomatoes left. This time of year, tomatoes are pretty much done for the most part, especially larger tomatoes. But we do have some okra growing in here that we grew from seed. Thanks, Jamie, for sending me those seeds. We have papaya right across there. One thing I learned about gardening is I don't like papaya. But we're gonna come around this way. We've got 3 raised beds out here in front. We've got peppers, like sweet peppers like this. We've got some cucumbers growing in here. This is a never-ending tomato here. This is one tomato plant that just continuously grows. We planted a second tomato plant here. None of those are ripe yet, but the rest of the tomato you see in this whole bed is one tomato plant that I started basically from hydroponics, and it just grew out of control. We've got some black cobra peppers here. These are pretty cool. They're pretty hot, and they're black. They're really cool looking. Come around this way. I need to harvest a bunch of these tomatoes. Every day I could harvest tomatoes from this guy. It just produces non-stop. So over here we have a few cucumbers. We did harvest a couple of okra today. Oh, this is the first year I'm growing okra. So I was pretty thrilled to harvest some okra and fry it up and eat it. Over here we've got some tomatoes. These are some paste tomatoes, which we've collected a bunch, and we're probably going to make some tomato sauce tonight. So, you know, if you stay tuned on my TikTok page and my Instagram, you'll see the tomato sauce that we're going to make. Over here we've got a trellis that we built. We built this during a TikTok live, and it's made from bamboo that's basically on the property. So basically I cut the bamboo down, tied it all together, and sort of made this as I went along. There was no plan or anything like that. We just sort of just winged it. So this is a velvet bean here, which is really cool, and it's very medicinal. I didn't even realize I'd planted velvet beans, but they are taking over this side of the trellis. On this side of the trellis, we have loofahs, which I'm encouraging to grow a little bit more. They need to catch up to the beans. The beans are gonna sort of overtake them. We've also got some yard-long beans in here as well, which I do remember planting. So we're gonna go this way now. And I've been gardening here for probably about 7 years now. This is a little sugar apple tree that we just moved out here pretty recently. So it's still struggling a little bit, but it's catching its way. We've got a fruit punch mango. And that's a lychee tree right there. This is a jamun, or a black plum. It's got to be pretty close to putting out a fruit. It hasn't flowered yet. I think next year is going to be its year because it's pretty big. These are Turk's cap hibiscus. And what's really cool about them is you can actually just pull out the back and you get a little bit of nectar in the back. It's sweet. You can actually eat the whole flower, but I don't eat it. We'll go down this way. We've got more lemongrass. This lemongrass has gone to seed here. We've got a pineapple right there. You're going to see a ton of pineapples. We have pineapples pretty much everywhere in this yard. We've got 4 more pineapples over here. The cages around them help protect them from the critters. So once they get a certain size, I like to try to protect them. More lemongrass. We've got Cuban oregano down here. And this is my strawberry tree, aka Jamaican cherry. The fruit tastes like cotton candy. You've had these before, right, Lincoln?
Yeah.
You want one?
Sure.
Here. There you go. It tastes like cotton candy. I spit out the skin. I just kind of suck out the inside. They're very good. This is a tamarind tree. Haven't yet produced, but it's probably really close to being able to produce. Dwarf green banana here. This is my mulberry tree, and you can see the size of the leaves on certain branches, like these big leaves over here. That's Pakistani mulberry that's been grafted onto this ever-bearing mulberry. And if you come a little closer, you can see this dragon fruit is using the tree of the trellis, and it's got flowers on it. It's got 5 flowers on it right now, so hopefully we can cross-pollinate those with one of my other dragon fruits, and we'll get some fruit. And this here is a macadamia tree. We just planted this macadamia nut tree last week. And over here is something kind of cool. This is the Tommy Atkins mango that you saw before. And you can see the shape of the Tommy Atkins. Look at that mango right there. That's a Namdok Mai mango. And it kind of surprised me because I didn't realize this tree had been grafted. But I looked here, and this is the graft union of a graft that I did years ago. So we're gonna go down this way now. I've got beehives down there. We're gonna leave the bees alone. Growing a little bit of sorghum over there in that little section right there. Over here we've got a few things. We've got a loquat seedling. We've got a little jackfruit seedling. We've got some moringa just past there. I'm going to show you some bigger moringa trees as you go along. This is sapodilla. I think I see a flower. Got a little flower on it down there. And that's another sapodilla as well. That one's also flowering. Just up there. This is a Pakistani mulberry. You can see the size of the mulberries on this thing. That's why we grow Pakistani mulberries. But they tend to have a very sort of leggy growth pattern. They don't really grow as a branchy tree. They really try to leg out, which is a little bit difficult to contain. This is elderberry. And, oh, missed a couple here. We got a little bit of fig over here. Got another pineapple. That is katuk there. This is a leafy green vegetable. You literally can eat the leaves. You can put them in a salad. They have a bit of a nutty flavor to them. They're pretty good. That is a sugar apple there. This here is a peanut butter fruit tree. So it's a fruit that actually tastes like peanut butter when it's ripe. Cranberry hibiscus, which a lot of people confuse with sorrel hibiscus, which I'll show you as well. This is a jackfruit. This jackfruit's been chopped down many times. Branches fall on it, but it bounces back every single time. We're gonna go on this way. These are my plantains here, my dwarf Puerto Rican plantains. We've gotten a couple racks out of this group of plantains. This is a jackfruit seedling, and this just shows you how fast jackfruit can grow. This is about a 2-year-old seedling from a supermarket jackfruit. It's about 8 feet tall already. We've got some shampoo ginger here, waiting for some flowers. That's shampoo ginger. Monstera delicioso. And that is a starch mango right there. Get a better view of the moringa tree right there. And we have a loquat, a Japanese plum. Come down this way. These are my pigeon peas here. This is sort of the second run of the pigeon peas, so I need to harvest these. But they can grow into a tree and they can produce perennially. They continue to produce. Over here we've got a buttercream mango. We have some mangoes on it right now. You see those? So they're probably pretty close to being ready. We're gonna give it a little bit more time. Now down here we've got, that's Mexican sunflower that we use as a fertilizer. We've got a Puyu persimmon over here. This is Pakistani mulberry, and this is pomegranate. We have a much bigger pomegranate tree right here. It hasn't fruited yet, it hasn't flowered yet. That little one is flowered, and it's carried fruit almost to term, but they fall off with a little bit short of being ripe. But hopefully this one will flower soon. We have a little guava tree behind there. And then down here we threw a banana in the ground, and we have a lot of sugar cane. We've got 3 different varieties of sugar cane. This is the typical sort of greenish variety over here, greenish yellow variety. We've got our onion bed here, which we still have a little bit of onions left in it. We're kind of just storing them in the ground for now. This is another guava. And when this lake rose, the lake rose all the way up to about here. And this was living in the lake for 6 months. And guavas love water. The lake didn't bother it at all. This is actually the first year that this tree is actually fruiting. And we've got a couple fruit right here. And these are 2 air layers that came off of this guava tree. We've cut a couple air layers off and we planted them. These are in these 2 pots here. We've got more Mexican sunflower on the side of me here. We have more bananas. Now down there in those pots we're growing rice. We do have a lot of weeds in the rice right now, but there is some rice in some of those pots. And we're gonna see how it plays out and see if we actually get any actual rice out of it. This is a double Mahoy banana. Come up this way, we have, that is a Bombay mango, and right behind it is a Alfonso mango. We have some more jackfruit seedlings over here. We've got some more Namwa bananas. We have another variety of sugar cane. This is the darker variety of sugar cane here. Now down here, we have a Jabuticaba. And then we have another couple of Jabuticabas here that I need to move a little bit deeper into the water so they stay moist. But this one is actually flowering. If you come in a little closer, you can see the flowers. And Jabuticabas are really cool because they actually produce fruit right on the trunk, right on the hardwood, which is really cool. So we're gonna go this way, and we have some wildflowers here, and we have some cassava or yucca growing in this bed here. We have a little bit of corn. Corn doesn't really do that well down here for me, especially sweet corn. But we have sorrel here. And this is the sorrel hibiscus that a lot of people confuse with the cranberry hibiscus. We even have a white sorrel here growing as well, as sort of as an experiment to see how the white sorrel grows. But we'll see. We're going to go this way. We've got a Pickering mango here, which this little tree usually does produce some mangoes, but this year it got burnt by the frost. And everything sort of at this lower elevation got a little colder than it did up there, so it didn't really do so well. We have this is a lychee tree that we air layered from our bigger lychee. We got a little namdak mai mango that we just moved back here. And we have a little bit of grapes there. The grapes kind of struggle. I need to pay more attention to them. It's hard for me to pay a lot of attention to things that I can buy easily and usually get better in the store than I can grow. And grapes are one of those things that the store-bought ones are just better than the ones you grow at home in Florida anyways. But this is a peach tree here. It's a Florida Prince peach. And then over here, we've got a little dragon fruit that we hand pollinated here. And you can see that fruit is set. It's gonna actually be a fruit. This is a scarlet beauty plum. And then we have a damson plum over here. This is my finger lime or caviar lime. And you can see it's setting fruit. It's got a lot of flowers on it. This is the second flowering of this tree right here. You want to come in close and just take a look at that there. You see the little fruit on there. Hopefully it holds on to the fruit. It's flowered before, but it hasn't brought any fruit to maturity yet. So we'll see. This is my coconut palm here. We're not really supposed to grow a coconut this far north, but I've had this one for 2 winters so far and it's made it through, so I think it's going to survive. We got a little fruit punch mango that we grafted right there. This is we got pineapples, but this is probably my closest to ripe pineapple right now. It should be ripe within the next couple of weeks. We have a canistel or egg fruit right there. This is a cat-leg guava. And it makes these really nice guavas. They turn yellow, they're sweet, but the squirrels love them, so I gotta get them before the squirrels get them, which is hard sometimes. This is an air layer from our strawberry tree. We're actually gonna donate this one to a school. They're building a garden there, and I think a strawberry tree would be a cool addition to their garden. Got some more some more shampoo ginger. This is an ice cream mango, and we do have a couple mangoes on it, right there. It's a very good mango. We have Mona Lisa banana. Oh, we got persimmon over here. I don't want you to miss that. Some persimmon on here. We've also got some more flowers on the dragon fruits down there as well. We've got some yams growing around this tree right here. They look a lot like the air potatoes, but they're just a little bit different. Over here we've got Namuwa bananas. These are actually dwarf Namuwa bananas. And this is a chocolate pudding fruit or black sapote. We've got more dwarf Cavendish bananas. And then over here, we've got some star fruit. You can see the little star fruit forming on here. I think we got the bees over here finally. Look at that. I've been begging the bees to come over here. This is Mayan tree spinach. It's a really cool addition to the garden. The pollinators love the flowers, but you do have to cook it because it has cyanide in it. So you have to cook it. This is an ice cream banana here. We've got another ginger bed over here. This is a chelada. This is the rarest tree that I have. It's a cross between a custard apple and a cherimoya. So I'm very anxious to see what the fruit are going to be like. We've got some thunder coming here. It might rain soon. We've also got 2 more varieties of star fruit as well here, and both of them have fruit on them as well. We're going to come right through here. On the ground here, that's Brazilian spinach. And this is a cinnamon tree here. This is a cinnamon tree. We use the bark, the wood to make cinnamon. This is a soursop or guanabana. And this is one of my sugar apple trees that actually has a nice little sugar apple on it. You guys see that? Right there. I'm excited. That's probably my favorite fruit that I grow here. Pull this weed out. Hopefully, eat the banana. So this is pigeon pea that I'm stepping on right now. This is lamb's ear. Super soft. It's also called toilet paper plant. This is a June plum here. And then we have a hog plum over here. I'm going to come around this way a little bit. This is my Julie mango, which is a very famous Caribbean mango. Last year it produced 1 mango. This year the cold really got to it, and it's still producing 1 mango again. So we'll get 1 mango probably. This is a Patanga tuba or star cherry. We had a Mame Sapote back there that we just passed and a Chirimoya. Both of those probably will not produce this far north. We have hog plum, June plum. All the green stuff you see down here, most of that is longevity spinach, which is a perennial spinach, which you definitely should grow in your garden if you live in the south. It's an endless supply of basically free spinach. We also have Okinawan spinach over there, which is also a perennial spinach, which does the same thing. This is a bay leaf plant, like what you cook with. This is curry leaf, which is also great for cooking. That is an Orinoco banana. That is a brand new banana to the garden last week. I probably have about a dozen different varieties of bananas here. This is a gooseberry, and that is a little grafted avocado. We have another soursop right here. This is my biggest jackfruit tree. I think it is about to fruit. We've got some buds coming out really close to the trunk, and you know, when a jackfruit fruits, it's going to fruit really close to the main trunk. When it flowers on the ends here, those are going to be male flowers because they don't have any weight to them, but the fruit are really heavy, so they have to come really close to the trunk. So whenever you see buds like this, that's a good indication that you're going to be getting some fruit soon. This is a moringa, and this is a governor's plum. There's stuff right here over this little winter Mexican avocado. We've got a lemon meringue mango here. And then this is my Harvest Moon mango, which produces really big mangoes. Like, this is not even fully grown. But we also have a bunch of grafts on this tree. So this tree, if you come over here, we've got coconut cream mangoes, we've got Malacca mangoes, and around the corner we have Namdak Mai mangoes growing all on the same tree. And then under here we've got some coffee that's growing down here. Behind us here, this is a longan. It's kind of like a lychee, kind of like a poor man's lychee. We're gonna go this way. This is a air layered Valencia Pride mango from my big tree. When we cut it way back, we air layered a bunch of the bigger branches. This is a new addition here. This is my little East Indian mango, hard to find mango right there. And then we have ice cream bean, cherry of the Rio Grande. Right over there we have a pina colada mango. We've got a tiger tooth jujube, and we've got a gumi chama, which is kind of like a black grape, a black cherry. So I'm really excited about that. We've got staghorn fern that was given to me by Aika. We've got some figs over here. We've got a Celeste fig and an LSU fig. This is an air layered, oh, that thunder's coming close. We're gonna speed this up. This is an air layered sugarloaf mango branch. We've got two air layered jamuns over here. This is a cocoa po banana, and that's a guarana. Now, those little plants you see growing behind it, those are mango seedlings. I throw all my compost directly into my bananas at raw, and basically I get a lot of seedlings that pop up. That's how I get my mango seedlings. This here is a Hercules plant, or toothache plant, and if you chew one of these leaves up, it actually numbs your mouth. So it's pretty cool. We have another sugar apple here, and I think we have a little sugar apple on it as well. Yeah, we got a little sugar apple on there. We have a custard apple here. That there is a jack mango behind us that we just passed. Come down this way, we have, this is a grapefruit. Got a couple little fruit on it there. We've got a golden coconut here. This is a Baptiste mango. I wanted to always have a Baptiste mango tree, and all I was able to do was get a branch, so I basically grafted onto a Duncan rootstock, and now I have a Baptiste mango. There's a little lychee seedling that I'm going to plant in this spot here, maybe later today. We've got some passion fruit that was growing up this tree right here, and this is a chacha, like a South American fruit. This is an air layered Valencia Pride mango here as well. And this is an air layered wax bamboo or a wax apple. We have a jackfruit seedling here and an orange crushed jackfruit over here. This is guinipa or guinip or chinit or Spanish lime or mamacillo. It's got a lot of different names to it. We have a couple pawpaws that were rescue plants that are surviving. We got some pigeon trees along here. You'll probably see some passion fruit on the ground. So there's passion fruit up in these trees right now. Over here, this is my cashew tree, which really takes a beating every winter. So I've decided I'm going to air layer it, make 2 more trees, and I'm going to keep them in pots so I can grow them inside. I think that way I'll be able to actually get some cashews off of them. We have a low pot here. A lot of my seedlings I keep over here. A lot of cuttings. This is an air layered pomegranate here. We've got a couple of blueberries here in this little pots. This is my little greenhouse where I put stuff in the winter. We got a blueberry that's ripe. Let's see how it tastes. Not bad. So over here we've got a couple of olive trees. And this is my bamboo wall. You come through here. This is the edge of my property line. But we do utilize some of these old orange trees in here for sour oranges. We've cleaned this one off. You get sour oranges from this tree right here. And the last tree that I have to show you is one you've seen. It's another jabuticaba. And that pretty much is everything I have in my garden. So that pretty much sums it up for the June tour. If you enjoyed that, like, subscribe, follow. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on TikTok. I have a website called permaculturelife.com where we sell all the permaculture life apparel. Everything's sustainably sourced. $1 from every purchase goes towards building community gardens. And everything's made from either bamboo, hemp, or recycled materials. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye, guys.